Good morning, boys and girls. Well, it might not be morning when you're watching this, but it's morning where I am. So good morning, boys and girls. This is Mrs. Dailey. I am coming on for a reading lesson. This is actually part 2 in a 3-part lesson series, I'll call it. So the first lesson we looked at one book and answered some questions. Today, we're going to look at our next book and answer the same questions. And then in the next lesson, we will compare those two books. We'll look at all the questions we answered and do some comparing of different details from the books. So I'm going to share my screen with you. This is always so funny how it freezes my face on there. So in the previous lesson, we went over this book, Down on Budget Farm, and this is a book that I have done in several lessons now because it's one of our books for April. So if you didn't watch this previous lesson where we answered the questions for this book, that's okay. Just know that before the next lesson, you will have had to watch today's video as well as the video with this story, okay? So I will show you, I have our answers from the last time we met and did that story. So we talked about things like the title, the author, who's the person who writes the words, the illustrator, that's the person that draws the pictures. We talked about the characters and the setting where the story happens. We talked about what the main idea was and some events that happened in the story. And then we talked about the narrator, so who the speaker in the story is, if it was a character who was talking or if it was the author telling us a broader story, okay? So those are the type of questions we're going to look at today. So if I hit my next arrow, you will see it's the exact same questions, but today we're going to look at a new book, okay? So today's story is called What Do I Need? So in this story, it looks like there's a girl on the cover, and she's maybe at a store. She has a list with her shopping cart, and she's looking to see what kind of things she needs to buy, okay? So we're going to read this together, and then we'll look at our questions. So good listeners have their ears open, their mouths are closed, and their eyes are on the story or on Ms. Dailey. Either one is fine with me, okay? What Do I Need by Travis Schaefer, illustrated by Whitney Senish. I have $20 to buy the things I need. I will go to the store and buy these things with my money. I cannot spend more money than I have. I made a list to remind me of the things I need to buy. My phone case looks old. I want to look at some new phone cases. Okay, so we have her shopping list here, and she has chicken, bread, milk, and light bulbs. So those are all things she needs. She has to have those things to survive, okay? But she's saying that her phone case looks kind of old and boring, and she wants to get a new one. So that's something she wants to look at, okay? So let's keep reading. This is a pretty phone case. I really want it. A phone case is a want and not a need. I will put it in my cart and pay for it later. Let me see what's first on the list of things I need. So this is something she wants, so she puts it in her cart, but she also needs to figure out if she's going to have enough money because she only has $20 and she has a list of things that she needs that she has to buy. So let's see what's first on her list. Bread is on my list. I use bread to make sandwiches. I eat sandwiches for lunch. I need to buy bread. I will put it in my cart and pay for it later. What's next on the list of things I need? Milk is on my list. I use milk for my cereal. I eat cereal for breakfast. I need to buy milk. I will put it in my cart and pay for it later. What's next on the list of things I need? So far we have her bread for her sandwiches that she eats for lunch and milk for her cereal she eats in the morning for breakfast. So lunch and breakfast, when we eat, those are things that our body needs to survive. So that's a need. That's something we have to have in order to live. So let's keep going. Chicken is on my list. I use chicken for my salad. I eat a chicken salad for dinner. I need to buy chicken. I will put it in my cart and pay for it later. What's next on the list of things I need? So now she's got chicken for dinner because she needs to eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner every day for her body to survive. Let's see what's next. Light bulbs are on my list. I use light bulbs at home. Light bulbs help me see when it's dark. I need to buy light bulbs. I will put it in my cart and pay for it later. Okay, so she needs those to see at nighttime when it's dark so that she can keep her body safe so she doesn't bump into anything. So far, what are the things that she has in her cart? We got bread for lunch, we got milk for breakfast, we got chicken for dinner, and we got some light bulbs so we could see. So she has 4 things that she needed. And then she has the phone case, which was something she wanted. So let's go to the next page and see what happens. I have all the things I need. I have light bulbs that are $3, chicken that is $7, milk that is $2, and bread that is $3. So all those things together, all of the things I need, cost $15. Okay? So all those things together are $15. Oh no, the pretty phone case is $10. So let's talk about if she has enough money. I'm gonna get my pen out, and I know this is reading time, but sometimes reading and math go together, right? So she has $20, and she needs to spend 15 on things she wants. So let's see how much money she has left over. I'm gonna take the 15 away because I'm spending it, I'm using it up, so I'm gonna take it away, okay? And I can't do 0 minus 5, so I'm going to cross out my 2 and put a 1 and turn this into 10. Okay. So what is 10 minus 5? Well, what's the easiest way to figure out how to do takeaway, how to subtract? Yeah, I can cross them out, right? So I'm going to draw 10 dots. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, okay? And then I'm gonna get a new color, like this pink, and I'm gonna cross them out. How many do I cross out? 5, very good. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So how many are left? 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. There's 5 left. And if I have 1 and I take 1 away, how many do I have? 0. Very good. So she only has $5 left to spend on a phone case, okay? She only has $5. But this one that she picked out is how much? Yeah, it's 10. So does she have enough money? She doesn't, right? So let's see what she decides to do. What's she gonna do? I only have $20. The items in my cart cost $25. I have too much in my cart. I want the pretty phone case, but I don't need it. If I didn't buy the phone case, then I would have enough money to buy the things I need. So she has to buy the food and the light bulbs because those are things she needs to survive. She doesn't have to have the phone case, but she would like to have it. But she says, I don't have enough money to buy both, so I'm gonna have to buy the things I need first. I decided to put back the phone case and take the other items to the checkout. I used my $20 to buy the things I need. After tax, I get $4.14 back in change. So tax is money that we pay that goes to help the city, and they put a tax on all the things we buy so that they get a little bit of extra to help take care of the city. I can save my $4.14 to use next time I come to the store. I might be able to save up enough money to buy the pretty phone case. It is more important to buy the things I need and save up for the things that I want. The end. All right, you guys were great listeners. So I'm going to move this out of the way so I can see. We're going to go back to the beginning because remember, good readers go back to the beginning to answer questions to make sure we check the story. So let's go to our questions. And the first question is, what is the title of this story? Remember, the title is the name of the story. So I'm going to go back to the title page because that's where we find the title. And with your finger, I want you to touch the title of the story. What is the title of this story? Beautiful job. I see lots of fingers up here at the top. What do I need? So Miss Dailey is going to go back and type that answer into our chart. What do I need? That is our title. Okay. Who is the author of the story? Is the author the person who writes the words or draws the picture? If you think it's the one who writes the words, I want to see a thumbs up. If you think it's the person who draws the pictures, thumbs down. So who do you think the author is? Great job. He's the person, he or she is the person who writes the words. So that's also on the title page. And normally the author will write by because that means that that thing is from that person. So with your finger, can you touch the name of the author? Good job. We have by Travis Schaefer. He is our author. So I'm going to go back and type his name in, Travis Schaefer. And then the illustrator, that's the person who draws the picture. So on the title page, can you touch the illustrator's name? Good job. It says illustrated by Whitney Senish. So let me go ahead and type that in. Whitney Senish. Okay. Our next question is about the characters. So who are the characters in our story? I think we only have one character, so this should be easy peasy, right? So let's go back into our story. We see a picture of her, but we don't really know her name yet. So let's go in the story and see if we learn her name. It says, I have $20 to buy the things I need. I will go to the store. I cannot spend money. Here's her list. Does she tell us her name? She doesn't, right? We don't know her name. It just uses words like I and me and my and this. So I'm thinking, because we don't know her name, that we should just call her the girl in the story. How do we feel about that? Perfect. So we're just going to call her girl. Okay, so there's a girl. And what does she look like? Let's describe her. Good. She has a blue shirt and brown hair. Do you think she's a young little girl or is she an older woman? Yeah, she's shopping by herself and she's making some really good, responsible choices. So I'm going to guess that she's probably a grown-up. So let's say she is a grown-up with brown hair and a blue shirt. Sound good? Perfect. All right, let's talk about the setting. The setting is where the story happens. So where is she? Where is she in this story? In this picture, it looks like we have some milk and some juice in the background. Oh, here we go. Look at this big picture back here. Where is she? Yeah, she's at a grocery store, right? She's buying food and some other things, but she's at a grocery store spending her money. So our setting, the place, is a grocery store. What happens in the story? What is this whole story about? If I had to write what happened in the story in one sentence, what is this whole story about? Yeah, the whole story is her going into the store and deciding what she's going to spend her money on, right? Talking about what she wants and what she needs. So let's try and put that into one short sentence. So the story is about her shopping, for wants and needs with how much money did she have? Because I think that's important. Good, she only had $20. Good job. All right, our last question for today's lesson. The narrator, who is talking in this story? So we have two choices, and we talked about this in the previous lesson, but if you missed it, that's okay, because I'm going to go over it again. So our two choices are the author is speaking. So if the author is speaking, they use words like the character, or they will say the character's name. They know how all of the characters are feeling. They say things like him and her and me. Sorry, not me. Him and her and they, because the author knows what everyone's feeling and thinking, okay? So that's one choice. The other choice could be that our character in the story is the person talking. So she or he would say words like me and I, and she and he, words that tell us that how that person feels. So it will sound like when you talk and tell a story about yourself, that's how it sounds when the character's talking. So let's go back into our story. She says, this is a pretty phone case. I really want it. A phone case is a want. I will put it in my cart and pay for it later. Let's see what's up. Let me see what's first on the list. Okay. So I'm hearing words like I and me and my. Bread is on my list. I use bread to make sandwiches. I eat, I need. So what are we thinking? Do we think it's the author who can tell what everyone's feeling? Or is it that this character is telling us her story and how she feels? So thumbs up if you think it's the author. Thumbs down if you think it's the character. Yeah, thumbs down, right? The character is the one who's telling us how she feels. She says, I use this bread to make my sandwiches. I need to buy bread. I will put it in my cart. So that's her telling us her story. So I'm going to circle the word character. All right, boys and girls, you guys did a fabulous job of listening and focusing and working through those questions with me. Like I said, this is a 3-part lesson. So if this was the first one you watched, please go back and watch the previous one, and I'll have them labeled as part 1, part 2, and part 3. Because we are going to, in our next lesson, compare the story we read in this video and the story we read in the last video. We're going to talk about some story elements and compare what's the same and what's different, okay? Until next time, I will see you later. Bye.